What is going on, guys? Corrosive Bull here. We got the brand new character kits for the first ever Ultra Rarity Super Saiyan Goku, as well as the new Hit and Goku for the All-Star banners. We're also going to be going into the story events, because there's going to be a lot of them. And we're going to be looking at the All-Stars banner and seeing if it's worth summoning on. So if you guys would like to see more Dragon Ball Legends content, as well as these types of breakdown videos, let me know down in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more Legends content, and let's dive into it. So, this new Goku, first rarity unit ever, is free to play. So I'm going to go with the assumption that we can fully max him out at 14 stars. So let's take a look at what he does. Stat-wise, he looks pretty good. 2.4 million is actually pretty high. 257 strike attack, 244 blast attack is pretty decent as well. And his strike defenses and blast defenses are around the mid 160s. All around solid unit. Not too overly powered. If we want to compare him to the Legends Limited Zenkai, obviously the Zenkai Gohan here. At this, like, he's got 2.84 million health. He's got 266 strike with 299 blast. His defenses are in the high 180s to low 190s. So stat-wise, this guy is not comparable in any means to this Gohan. But what he does have going for him is that he's part of Sun Family, Saiyan, and Super Saiyan. And we're going to look into it, though, but he's the very first unit to have something called an Ultra ability, which is something specific to Ultra characters. And kind of in the reverse effect of what the other units in the game do. It seems like with every Saiyan that's in his party, he's going to be getting a buff from each of those, even from the bench. But we'll take a look at his kit and we'll kind of be more defined in terms of what that actually means. So let's scroll down to his kit. Main ability, you knew this day would come. Draw an Ultimate Arts card, Super Dragon Hammer next. Restores health by 20 and ki by 50. And then he gets 20% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts after 25 counts. Not bad. I mean, it's pretty standard. It's kind of what we expected. But let's take a look at his unique abilities and see how this looks. So Golden Legend applies the following effects to self when he enters the battlefield. 30% to damage inflicted and reduces damage received by 30% as well. And they can't be stacked, so these can be nullified. These can be removed, which is fine. As long as he enters the battlefield, he'll always get this buff, which is kind of nice. So, and it's permanent until removed, so it's not bad. Additional -5 to own strike arts cards for 10 timer counts if there is a Saiyan tag member other than this in the party. That's to be expected. He's meant to be run on Saiyans, so this would make sense to see. Saiyan Awakened by Rage, 20% to strike damage inflicted against powerful opponents, cannot be canceled. This is the first time we've seen a unit actually do extra damage to powerful opponent tags, which makes sense because, you know, powerful opponent has really built itself up in the past couple months, and it is definitely, I wouldn't say it's one of the top teams, but it is definitely up there in terms of most run teams. So definitely was to be expected at some point, and it's kind of nice to see it on this Goku, which makes sense with him going up against, you know, Frieza at the time of the story. So not mad about this at all, and it can't be canceled. So evades enemy attack if a cover change is performed against their Blast Arts card. It activates during assist. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield according to the number of defeated battle members. One or more members defeated restores ki by 20. And if both members are out, then 30% to damage inflicted cannot be canceled. And then you get the third ability, which you don't really see too often in these types on units. Is plus 15% to damage inflicted per Saiyan battle member when battle starts. So upwards of 45 if he counts himself. Additional 15% to damage inflicted per Saiyan support member up to 45%. Cannot be canceled. If I'm going to go off the assumption that this is referring to what we were talking about, that he will gain extra damage per bench unit that is in play. So he's the first ever type of unit to utilize this. So if this is to be correct, and if we are looking at this as counting himself as well, then what we're probably looking at is, what would that be? 15 times 5 is 75 to 90% extra damage on top of the 30% last stand buff that he gets. So let's say 90 plus 30 is 120. Plus against a powerful opponent tag, you're talking 140. And then if we're talking about entering the battlefield and this doesn't get canceled, then you're talking 170% damage on top of the 20% he gets on his main ability too. So at the most, he is looking at maybe 190% just off his kit alone. So this is actually very solid, and I believe this is the Ultra ability that was being talked about with him. So very solid kit all the way around, honestly. For the first one ever and being free to play, his stats definitely don't show like he's going to be all that impactful, but his kit looks pretty disastrous in terms of how he's going to be of an impact in the meta. So, but let's look at the rest of them too. So nothing on Strike, nothing on Blast. Super Dragon Burst does massive impact damage and cancels own attribute downgrades. Nothing too overpowered, in my opinion. I Can't Forgive Your Mistake. Special skill. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards upon activation. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 20% to strike damage received for 15 timer counts. That's pretty good. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. Okay, so he can have up to 5 cards in his hand with that. And then every single thing that he does is comboable with this. So that blends pretty good. And then ultimate skill, Super Dragon Hammer, deals massive impact damage, applies the following effects to self upon activation, plus 30% to ultimate damage inflicted for 30 timer counts, or 3 timer counts. Gain attribute upgrade minus 50% to enemies sustained damage cut effects for 3 timer counts. So, all in all, he seems like a very, very solid unit. At max stars, you're looking at 28% to strike attack and defense to both Sun Family and Saiyans, which is to be expected, something along those lines. Again, this guy's going to be free to play for everybody, so everybody should farm him up to the max possible level that they can. Give me 1 sec, guys. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Had to knock at the door, so I had to go and double check and see if everything was good. So anyway, that's Super Saiyan Goku. Hit and Super Saiyan God Blue Goku are also coming out as well. Let's take a look at their kits. We're going to put you at 6 stars and at 5,000. All right, so this hit, 2.05 million health, 222 strike, 203 blast, and then 129 and 133 defenses. All in all, okay. Nothing too crazy. If we go max stars, he's 150, 154 defenses, 259, 236 strike and blast, and 2.38 health. So very all-around basic stat. But his main ability, understanding it won't be enough, draw the Ultimate Arts card, time release, assassinate next. Restores own ki by 50. Gain attribute upgrade, minus 30% to enemy sustained damage cut effects for 20 timer counts. Gain buff effect, nullify enemy special actions when that activate when changing cover for 20 timer counts. I don't know if this has been seen before. I don't recall any units having something like this. So I'm wondering if this is like something that's like specific to... I have no idea. I can't even think of one, but if you guys know, let me know down in the comments. But all in all, that's all right. The Art of Assassination applies the following effects to self when battle starts. 60% to damage inflicted, can't be canceled. 100% to next special move damage inflicted. Okay. Nullifies enemy, restores health when it reaches 0 effects when this character attacks. So gets rid of that endurance effect. And that can't be canceled. Also applies the following effects to self when he enters the battlefield. Restores ki by 20. Draw a special arts card next. Only 1 time. 15% of damage inflicted, cannot be canceled 3 times. Okay. So he gains 45% damage here. He gains 60% here. So that's already like 100. That's already 105. And then his special move does 100%. So he's getting potentially 200%, 205% off just this one thing here. That's nuts. So the description of him having a one-hit KO actually makes a lot of sense when you're actually looking at it. He doesn't actually do a one-hit KO, but with the amount of damage this guy's gonna potentially be able to do, he could probably one-hit KO a lot of units, so we'll have to see going forward. But Kraken Time knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their Strike Arts card, or Strike Arts attack. So, knocks back to long range if a cover change is performed against their Strike Arts attack. So this is, okay, so this is a cover change ability that with a long knockback. Kind of like what the Legends Limited Blue Broly does, in a way. And then that's comboable arts with special move. And then applies the following effect to self when this character evades an enemy attack with a vanishing step. Reduces the next damage sustained by 50%. That's actually pretty substantial. I actually kind of like that. This applies until enemy combo is finished. Minus 10 to next art, strike, and blast arts card. And then plus 70% to next strike or blast arts damage inflicted. So, adding on to this, if he does a vanish step on top of all this other stuff that he has here, he could potentially be putting on 275 damage. That's nuts. That's ridiculous. It's a strike card. Gain attribute upgrade minus 10% to enemy sustained damage cut effects for 10 timer counts. That's nice to have. Nothing for blast. Assassin Strike deals massive pierce damage. Restores own vanish gauge by 60% upon activation. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade 100% to health restoration for 15 timer counts on hit. And that's also got blast armor. And then Martial Masters, the special skill. Restore own ki by 40. Plus 30% to own critical rate for 20 timer counts. Increases own arts card draw speed by 1 level for 20 timer counts. Cannot be canceled. Or cannot be stacked. And then plus 20% to own critical damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Can't be stacked. Ultimate skill. Deals massive impact damage. 50% to ultimate damage inflicted for 50. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 3 to sub count for 15 counts. This guy's nuts. This guy's absolutely nuts. And his Z ability buffs Rival Universe purple and red. That's good. That's pretty good. A lot of versatility in this. Man, this hit's busted. And then finally we got Goku here. He's blue. I know a lot of people are upset with him being blue, but honestly, I think it's actually going to benefit God Ki more than anything else for the sheer fact that he gets the Zenkai 7 buffs. Especially if you put him on a Saiyan team too, with Bardock and his crits, and you put God Goku there too, he's getting double Zenkai buffs just from that. Well, no, maybe. I have to double check. I have to look at Bardock's. I think Bardock boosts Super Saiyans instead of Saiyans. So I'd have to see. But anyway, 6 stars, 5,000. So in his base, he does 206 strike, 194 blast. His defenses are 138 and 140. That's actually not bad. If we go to transform, his defenses don't go up all that much. Actually, nothing goes up all that much. This is a revive mechanic, so if we do max stars, 160, 163, decent defenses at the very least. Doesn't do a whole lot attack-wise, but yeah, not too bad. All right, yeah, his transform doesn't really give him a whole lot of buffs. Let's see. Facing deathmatch. Draw a special arts card next. Restores his own ki by 50. This is all in his base. So self-resuscitation. Revive it with 50% health when own health reaches 0. 20% to damage inflicted for 15 counts. When this character evades an attack with a vanishing step. And 20% to damage inflicted for 15 counts after enemy attack is over. Lethal Showdown. Nullifies own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions from battle start for 30 timer counts. And then when he enters the battlefield, he also gains 50% damage inflicted for 20 and reduces damage received by 20 for 20 as well. So that's in his base. When he transforms, he now draws a special arts move card, restores ki by 50, 50% to special move damage for 20 counts, and then gradually restores own health each timer count for 60 timer counts. So he also has a heal on top of that, which is pretty good. Upon revival, he gains 20% to damage inflicted. He gets -5 to strike and blast arts. Both of those are not cancelable. And then reduces damage received by 30% for 15 timer counts. And then basically he keeps the same thing, but instead of 15, it's 30. And then Lethal Showdown is when he enters the battlefield, 60% of damage inflicted can't be stacked, and then reduces damage by 40% can't be canceled or stacked. So that's good. So I mean, all in all, he seems all right. His kit doesn't seem all that impressive. I don't quite see the defensive aspect of his particular kit when he revives outside of that extra 40% damage. I guess he also gets the 30% here, so that's already 70% reduced damage. But that's only for at most 15 timer counts. So I don't know how much this 40% is really going to benefit him in the long run. Unless it's stacked with that. Once this disappears, I don't know how he's going to look. So this guy might kind of rely on Zenkai buffs to kind of help push him forward. But we'll have to see. Strike and Blast. So before, it's major impact damage. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 100% to ki recovery for 15. And that stays the same. His screen card, following effects to self upon activation, is ki restoration by 30. 20% of damage inflicted for 15. That stays the same there as well. He also has double health card, or double card buffs. Plus 30 to own ki recovery for 10 on strike, and then also the same for blast, which is good. And then this guy buffs Saiyan and God Ki at 3 stars. Okay, so at 3 stars, he buffs Saiyan and God Ki. And then he buffs both defenses. So, all right, he's not too bad. Of the 3, I would definitely say this Goku is going to be better than everybody else. This hit is definitely better than this Goku, in my opinion. Again, it's all going to depend on what this guy is going to look like defensively in combat. But outside of that, these all are very solid units, all in all. So very excited for these guys to come out tonight. Next, we got story events and whatnot. We actually have a lot coming. We have a new Sparking Scout battle coming. We got a new Try to Surpass Me event coming as well. The Beerus event, story event, and the Cell story event are both coming back. And then we also have this Legendary Super Saiyan Goku. This is how you obtain the new Ultra Goku. And there's only 5 battles, which is interesting to me. And the only rewards that you kind of get from this are CC. And I believe this uses the Rare Metal Shop Goku, the Spirit Bomb Goku, through all of these. So the fact that there's only 5 and you're not really getting much in the way of CC from here, but this is probably to just unlock Goku. And then through the missions and the other game modes and stuff is how you get his Z power. So, I mean, this is fine. It's not what I expected it to be, but it's okay. And then this particular thing goes on until, looks like it's going to go on until the 7th. So next week. No, yep, it starts here. No, it's indefinitely. So what is this then? Oh, no, double XP, double Zenny for until then. But, yep, this comes out on Monday or Wednesday after a reset tonight, and it'll be up indefinitely. And then Hyperdimensional Co-op is getting a pretty big buff going in here. Not only is there going to be based on the data mines, there's going to be 3 seasons of this. So we're going to be dealing with 3 different variations of this particular co-op battle. But we also have a brand new difficulty with this as well, which is kind of crazy to think about for the sheer fact that like it's already kind of a grind to have to do advanced. Now we're already doing a new extreme. So it's very interesting. The boost character is probably going to be the Goku. I can't really see it being anybody else because what's the 2303? Okay, so this Goku is a boost character. I believe the Hit. Yep, the Hit's going to be a boost character. And then Goku Rival Universe. So it's just the all-star units that are going to be the boost characters, not the new Goku, which is fine. But at least it's a free-to-play option for people who want to use it as well. So summon-wise, the only thing it seems like the Super Saiyan 3 Goku is coming back. This Perfect Cell is coming back for like the 3rd time with the discounts. So definitely pick these guys up, especially this Goku. Do the dailies for these. And then if you want to go max, you can. But the All-Star banner, let's take a look at the All-Star banner. Standard format, nothing too crazy. This is going on until May of the 18th of May. So I would probably recommend just sticking with the dailies up until the end and then seeing where that goes, what you come out with in the end. And then if you wanted to do multis on this, you could. On the banner, though, we got Goku Black, we got Universe 11, we got Universe 11, we got the trio, Champa and Vados again, and then the new units, followed by some fodder here and there. This Vegeta's still good. This guy's okay. Super 17 is really good. Zenkai. I would recommend people try and go for his Zenkai if you're running an Androids team or even potentially a Fusion team. This guy is all right. Hopefully he gets one of these guys gets a Zenkai at some point for God Key. This Kaba is not good. And then the Super Gogeta. And it's nice to see these EXs are kind of coming back as well too. So, but that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for the love and support as always. Let me know who you guys are gonna be if you guys are gonna be summoning for the new Goku and Hit, and we will definitely be doing a breakdown about this Goku and seeing what he's like in battle, and just to kind of showcase him a little bit. We might do one showcase, but that's it for this one, guys. Thank you guys again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.